Hi guys, so today I am making some pie crust. So this is a super easy recipe. So 1 stick of butter and 1 cup of flour, 3 tablespoons of water, or you can do 3 tablespoons because the vodka does something with the flour and the butter that makes everything very flaky. But if you don't have vodka, just use cold water. So I'm going to dice this butter, put it in there, and add my flour and just kind of blend everything. But while making this, I wanted to make 2 crusts so I could have one in the freezer whenever I wanted to. It will be very different, I think, crust. I'm still debating what to put, like flavor wise. So one will be plain, regular pie crust, and the other one I'll add cheese and all that stuff. That will be for the squash tart that I'm making tonight for dinner. So I know a lot of people like to put the butter first and blend it and then add the flour. I don't like to do that. I like to put my flour first and have like big chunks of butter, and I will whiz that in. And because I like really big chunks of butter for my crust, I feel like it makes crispier crust and just puffier, more flaky if you have like big chunks of everything. And it just tastes really good. So this is what it should look like right before I add the 3 tablespoons of cold water. So here it is. You can see that there's a chunk of butter right there, and the dough is starting to form. So I'm going to get some parchment paper. For some reason I forgot to get some cling paper. This is going to go in the freezer, and I will make my other savory crust. So here's one crust. So I didn't need this. I just lightly press everything together and it was formed. It smells really good. So one thing I also like to do with my pie crust is a lot of people salted butter, but I like salted butter. There's something about that salted butter that adds so much more flavor to the pie crust. So this will go in the freezer. I will definitely make something with fig tart, or I don't know, some kind of a tart that's delicious that we can have before the summer's over. And now I will go get some herbs from the garden for the other. So I have some thyme here and some chive. I'm really mimicking the flavor that's going to go in my squash tart. So I don't know why people don't do this, but I love to flavor my pie crust. So like if I'm putting something that has cinnamon or cardamom or anything like that, I really want my crust to also have some seasoning. So I'm going to add those herbs and also some cheese. I'll add the flour right now without any butter and just give it a little blitz so everything can be a little fine before I add the butter. Here we go, and I'm going to put the lid on it, and don't forget no salt because my butter is salted, and also with the cheese it will get a little salty. So guys, this smells so good. I just love thyme. Thyme is literally the smell of my childhood. My mom used a lot of thyme in the gratin, and a lot of stuff that she made, like bechamel, gratin. It just smells so good, and just that, I can't wait to have it. So this is what it looks like now, and I'm going to dice the butter and put it in there, and just a couple pulls. And so don't forget to add the water, the 3 tablespoons of water. And this recipe, I tell you, it's no fail. It's just wonderful, and you can zhuzh up any kind of pie crust that you want, and it will always be nice. So if you're wondering when exactly, I think I didn't show you that earlier, like when you dump the dough from the food processor onto like your parchment paper, it should look really crumbly like this. So you just push everything with your one hand. I definitely should have set up my stand for my phone, but you just press everything together and make a nice little disc. And this okay guys, so this is our dough, and look at the nice little flecks of chive and parsley in it. It's very pretty, and you can see the bits of cheese. So this is going to go into the fridge until I'm ready. So I cut up all my yellow squash. This is the last of my yellow squash from the garden. I'm so sad about it, but that's a lot. So this is all going in my tart. I have 2 cloves of garlic that I grated, red onion, some chive and thyme, and I'm going to saute this in some butter and then add this. Well, you'll see, but I'm starting the filling early so it has time to cool down before I get everything in, including the garlic. You don't have to wait. I just want this to soften up lightly, then I'll add the squash. So I added some of my garlic and chive salt, some black pepper, and now I just let it. So I cooked my squash for about 15 to 17 minutes, and now I am going to add 1 tablespoon of flour, just to make sure that when I put it in my crust, water doesn't run into it on the bottom. No soggy crust here. So this is what I'm going to do. And also there's no water left in this, but just in case, because it will keep cooking. So you can see I already added the flour and it gets slightly pasty, but that's what you want. So I'm going to let this cool completely, and this tart usually takes about 25 to 30 minutes in the oven to cook. I think I might put it in the oven at like 5:30, so we can have dinner at 6. We can have a cute little side salad with like a lemon mustard vinaigrette or something. So guys, it's dinner time. I just unrolled my pastry. You can see all the chunks of butter. And guys, here I have some cheese. I have some grated cheddar cheese. I added half of this container of sour cream in there and half of my Boston cheese, and I'm going to mix everything together. So this is what it's supposed to look like right before you add the squash to it. More like a pimento cheese consistency, almost a little tighter. So here's our mixture and our dough right here. So it looks like I have a lot of squash. You can use less, or you can just go with it and put as much as that. So this is what it looks like. I just folded the edge over it, and I did put an egg wash. So this is going into the oven at 425 for about 25 to 30 minutes. She came out of the oven and she's a beauty. I think the light is also terrible. It looks really good and it tastes really good. What does this taste like?
Amazing.
I know, right? Mm-hmm. It is so good, guys. Sorry, I mean, you definitely should try it. I know I said we were going to have a salad, but we're getting too hungry and didn't want to make a salad, honestly. And we will probably inhale the whole tart. It's just so good. I mean, the crust is bomb. Well, thank you for watching. I'll see you guys later. And please make this. Just make it. Okay, one last thing. I forgot to show you guys the bottom of the tart. You can see it's so dry. No soggy bottom here. So okay, that's it. Bye.